Let me tell you a story. Now, a couple of years ago, before the Peter Front was built, we had our youth services in the old Edcon Valley building. Now, one particular night, I happened to be on the prayer team for the altar call. Now, the altar call was amazing, it was beautiful, it was packed. But the Spirit led me to pray for one kid. And this one kid was crying. And I don't know what he was crying about, but it started to make me cry. And it was amazing, and we were praying together. And the amazingness stopped for me when I spit on that kid's face with a very large piece of gum. Now, I slid down very embarrassingly, hit his knee, hit the floor. Here's my options. I either pick up the gum, I'll man up, put it in my back pocket, and I finish the prayer. Or I can say, yo, God bless you. Yo, I might have started strong, but God's going to finish even stronger. You know what I'm saying? And walk away. But, you know, most of us would have done that. But here's the thing. I finished the prayer. But why? Because God was testing me. God wanted to see if I could stick in the journey. Not only when it's easy and pretty, but when it gets hard, painful and shameful and embarrassing. You see, that tends to be the problem because most of us start strong, but when problems start to come, we tend to just let God do his thing and finish it for us, when it's supposed to be us to step up. When we look at the life of Moses, he encountered many problems, but the biggest problem he encountered is when he is confronted with the truth. He was living a life of pleasure, while his people were living a life of misery and despair. He was lied to his whole life. Now that brings heartache, to know that your family was suffering all your life while you lived it up happily. Now, you may have a comfortable life, but now God is calling you to a life where you will go out of your comfort zone and help others that are suffering. See, God has started something in your life right now, and he tends to finish that plan with you. Now, I believe that after Moses found out that he wasn't a son of Egypt, that he was a son of God, a Hebrew, that he started to associate with the Israelites. But then one day, he had it, because he saw one Egyptian beating up one of his people to death. Now, here's where the real power struggle comes in Moses' life. Here is his biggest choice that he's going to have to take in his life. In a situation like this, Moses could have just left. It would have been okay. But Moses believed in God's plan, and he was bold, and he put down the Egyptian, and he ran. Because once he turned his back against the world, he knew that he couldn't come back to that society that he defied. Now, this is when our spirit and our flesh fights. This is the power struggle between the two that leads way too many people out of God's journey. The pastor's preaching. We say, I love my life. I love my life. I don't want to give up drugs or fornication. I don't want to give up hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? I love the best of both worlds. You know, Hannah Montana stuff. But let me tell you something. I love the best of both worlds. No. Oh, no, I read the wrong part. Ah!